So now that most of the fans have gotten out to see this one, I'm here today to review the movie that's kickstarting Phase 5 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Welcome back, everyone. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Justin. Today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and opinions after seeing this film, with all the spoilers along the way. It's definitely a special one for me because the second film was pretty much my first review where I started consistently uploading on this channel. So starting out, most of the cast from the original MCU properties return. Additionally, newcomer Kathryn Newton steps into the role of Scott's daughter, Cassie. I personally loved her in Paranormal Activity 4 and Freaky, and this movie is no different. I just liked who her character was in this movie. You know, half the time she's being a smartass, like she knows everything, and this just emotional connection between her and Scott. The only real negative I have with her character is towards the beginning of the film you find out she's in prison and Scott bails her out. Well, I want to know what would have led up to that. I wish they had a better explanation for why she was in prison. You know, in the movie it says she was protesting or something like that, but I kind of hope that it was something involving Louise, Kurt, like Scott's old heist crew, you know? I miss T.I. and those guys. Just going into this movie and within the first 10 or 15 minutes heading into the quantum realm, I'm like, something from this Ant-Man franchise that made it special is already missing. So they're in the quantum realm now, like it's super trippy, Daft Punk-esque music, Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy looking characters, and overall some cool scientific theories we learn about. Like how Yellow Jacket becomes Modoc. I mean, when they said mechanical organism designed for killing, I'm just thinking to myself, that's modfuck? Like modfuck? I'm not saying the F word, but like, later on in the movie, Scott says those exact words. It's like, no, that doesn't spell Modoc. That's not what it stands for. My hyper-focused ADHD brain in that moment was just like, thank you for acknowledging it. As far as the Yellow Jacket Modoc aspect, I mean, I didn't really feel any type of way about it. I didn't love it or hate it. It was just there for shits and giggles. Because, I mean, whenever I saw his face without the armor on it, me and my friend were just like... like, it's just funny to look at if he's staying still, talking, whenever. Bill Murray's character, I feel like he was there just for some tension between Hank and Janet because, you know, Michelle Pfeiffer's character got with him years ago, apparently. I mean, he was funny in this, and I loved the whole drink bit when it came around full circle. But it seems like they just hired Bill Murray and then decided what role they were going to pick for him later on, you know? Just something thrown in there. Moving on, though, the villain that's been lightly sprinkled in throughout the first half of this movie introduces himself to Scott, and it's Kang. Kang the Conqueror. I mean, I'm just going to call him Kang the Gangsta because Jonathan Majors, hats off to you, dude, because you played this villain in such a complex, emotional, and straight up savage way, man. It was awesome. It was the favorite part of the movie for me. I mean, besides the little Ant-Man popcorn bucket they gave me, it opens up. This is just sweet, man. I think it lights up on the inside. I had to scoop this up. Yeah. Hard to tell. So he's over here trying to get his space and time machine back up and running, and if Scott doesn't help him, Cassie dies. So after the part where Scott says no deal to Kang, I actually left to go take a pee the first time I saw this. I'm glad I saw it a second time because I didn't get to see Kang torturing Scott and Cassie. And in that moment, you get to see how much of an emotional connection these two have. It gets even more trippy here. There's a huge epic battle, and the best part about this final conflict is all the Kang dialogue and backstory. It's just... there's so much to talk about this guy. Even seeing the Loki time streams again. That's right, I picked up on that. And seeing Hank Pym rally his ant army was just, it's so badass and amazing. I'm happy Michael Douglas stayed on for this franchise. And did any of you guys catch that part where Scott was Giant Man and he picks up this giant disc portion of a building and holds it up? Like, that's straight up a Captain America moment. I was here for it. By the time the ending came around, everything just kind of fell into place for me, you know? The family dynamic that was super heartfelt and the multiverse stuff all weaved into this movie. The end credit scenes were cool too. All the different Kangs you would see, the Egyptian Kang, and the other Kangs are in the arena just like, yeah, yeah. They're like cheering for all the bigger Kangs. I was just like, I can't wait to see more of this unfold. And then you had the after credits scene with the Loki setup. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. It's fun, entertaining, and finally, I think they balanced the comedic timing right. Even the banter between him and Modoc during the end had me dying. Besides Bill Murray's character being somewhat pointless, the only real negative for me is, again, they could have spent a little bit more time on the essence of the Ant-Man franchise in the beginning, before dipping into the multiverse, quantum realm stuff so quick. Where's Louise recapping everything too? I mean, I missed that. Even though David Dastmalchian was credited in this, he didn't play Kurt again. He played another alien thing. So I definitely recommend this movie. I'm also happy Marvel didn't rely heavily on a million cameos in this. Don't get me wrong, I love that aspect about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but I think once you keep doing that over and over again, it's going to be expected and it doesn't feel as special, you know? I mean, one could also say Hope didn't have too much to do in this movie and 90% of the film was green screened, but I guess I was kind of expecting that from what it looked like in the trailers. So what's your Ant-Man MCU appearance film ranking or thoughts on the future of the multiverse? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.